Hello, my name is Anthony. Welcome back to
Break the Twitch.
6 years ago when I started learning about minimalism and really getting into it and exploring exactly what it could mean for me. I didn't really know what to expect. There's a lot of, oh, it makes your life better, or oh, it can be easier to live with less stuff. There's less clutter. And those things seem nice, but at the same time, I didn't really know how all of those things very concretely added up to make my life better. As in, make it so that I could show up in a better way day to day, be more still, more peaceful, just exist in a more fulfilling, intentional way. Well, here we are 6 years later. I've been writing and making videos here on YouTube about minimalism for the majority of this time, sharing what I've learned along the way. And I have absolutely validated, at least for myself, that minimalism is the most effective tool and absolutely one of the best places to start when it comes to changing your life for the better. But I totally understand how there's this disconnect between, okay, so I donate some clothing and then I have more space and my life just magically gets better. Where does that math check out? How does that happen? So if you're looking for some inspiration, I want to give you some very concrete, very tangible ways that minimalism has benefited my life. More specifically, in the ways of how I show up consistently. Looking back, the things that have been the most important to me, the most substantial accomplishments, have been ones that have taken just such slow and consistent, repeated effort time and time again to achieve. They weren't things that just, boom, happened overnight and magically it felt like some big accomplishment. It really has all required showing up regularly. And with that being said, I would like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an online learning community for creative, curious people. There are thousands of classes that you can take across a wide range of inspiring topics. For example, this summer when I started playing chess, I kept losing over and over very early in the game because people do all these crazy trick moves that I had never seen before. But if you're interested in trying out chess, you do not have to have the same fate that I did. You can check out this class that walks through all of those tricky opening moves so that you will not be caught off guard. There's so much more than that as well, on everything from the fundamentals of DSLR photography to marketing and entrepreneurship. A yearly subscription is less than $10 per month, so you can really take time to explore different classes, just see what you're interested in, try things out, and work through it at your own pace. The first 1,000 people that click the link in the description of this video will get a free trial to premium Skillshare membership. As I mentioned earlier in the video, consistency is probably the most important aspect of creating any kind of sustainable change in your life. And here's the thing. Consistency without margin is nearly impossible, because life is not consistent. Life cannot be expected. A lot of things happen when we're not expecting them. A lot of things happen that we simply could not plan for. So if you're running late, if you have too much on your plate, that was not supposed to rhyme, but we're gonna keep doing it so we stay on time. It's not because you're not good enough or because you just need to work harder or faster. If you have too much stuff that doesn't fit into the box, you can't close the lid. That's just how it works. If there's anything that someone unexpectedly hands you and they're like, hey, put this in the box, you're not gonna have space for it. You can't accommodate it. So in a lot of different ways, minimalism is what allows you that space to be consistent in so many of these areas of life. If you're totally slammed and your calendar is completely full with activities and different things to do, the odds of you being able to consistently work out or get to the gym or have energy or time to do so is very, very low. And it's not just physical space, although creating an area for that thing that you want to do and creating a physical space that is designated for it, if possible, is an incredibly powerful thing to do. It's also energy and attention space. It's the energy that is drained from us when we just get zoned in or we're working hard and focusing and trying to have creative output or just work analytical output, all of that stuff. Those are the sorts of things that drain that attention bucket down. So we really have to protect that attention and protect the space. Now, decluttering clothing means you're spending less time getting dressed because you have fewer options. There's less to choose from, right? It's very simple and straightforward in that sense. If there are fewer things around the house, it means that you're not picking up and organizing stuff. Even better, it means those things that you remove, you're not even thinking about. Like, they're not even taking mental space. Removing it creates the space to show up. And so that's one of the things that needs to be assessed, and one of the ways that this really, really helps. In a purely practical sense, the fewer things you do, the better you can do those things. And this one gets incredibly tricky because our subconscious can often over leverage our time, over leverage our attention as a defense mode, as a way to avoid giving ourselves fully to the few most important things. It's one of the ways that we can sort of self-sabotage and prevent ourselves from giving our full selves. There are a lot of reasons why that can be scary, because what if we do that and it's not good enough? What if we do that and it doesn't work out? That's a scary proposition. And so it's easier sometimes to just be incredibly busy, incredibly slammed, and distracted from ever having to see. And so that's why the less but better is complicated. If it were easy to just pick one or two things and focus on them and just do them over and over and over until we become masters of those things, I'm sure everyone would just do that. But there's all kinds of self-beliefs and things that can challenge that proposition. But at the heart of it, that is what minimalism allows us to get to. And how that happens is what I'll talk about in the third and final point here. The beautiful thing about minimalism that can kind of make it confusing at times, but also incredibly empowering, is that there's no specific set of rules. There are some people that advocate for having 100 items, or only enough to fit into a backpack, or only enough to fit into a studio apartment. There are a lot of different guidelines and ways to approach it, but at the heart of it, it really comes down to deciding, making a choice. And there's no finish line. You can be done for now, but your life is going to change. Your life will ebb and flow along the way. So you don't need to feel this pressure to hit a goal that you will reach, and then all of a sudden you'll feel better. All of a sudden, oh, I'm a minimalist now, and my life is great, and I don't need to think about getting rid of stuff anymore because I'm done. It doesn't work that way. The decluttering process is a series of decisions. It is a series of choices that you make in what you want in your life and what you don't. At the start, you might play something like the minimalist game and dig in by getting rid of one paperclip on the first day, and then a couple business cards on the second day. But as you go from there, you're actually working out. You are working that decision muscle in your brain, and you are stepping into growing your confidence. This is exactly what happened with me. I started getting rid of really easy things, and as I went, it got easier and easier to decide. It's just paying attention and actively deciding what it is you want in your life and what you don't, and creating space for the things that you do by removing the things you don't. There really are a million different ways to approach minimalism, but at the core of it, I see absolutely no reason why everyone on earth would not want to be a minimalist. More time and energy to go after the things that really matter to you. More attention, more confidence to step into facing the small discomforts, because that's what Break the Twitch really is. Identifying and stepping into discomforts slowly, steadily, and building that muscle that allows us to do it better and better and better. That's it. That's personal growth. That's intentional living. Just doing that over and over and over again until I guess one day we're just sitting on top of a mountain drinking green tea as a gentle breeze blows by and doves sing their songs and everything's perfect. I don't know if that day will come, but man, it really is about the journey of maybe getting there one day and enjoying the process. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for your attention, and I'll see you soon.